a year or so ago, R. Kelly was living the life. He had girls, he had shows, he had multiple apartments and houses.
Oh my God.
And now he's having a guy with face tattoos stab him with a pen.
Wouldn't that feel like a fucking nightmare? Like you just like sometimes I have nightmares like that. You know what I mean? And then I wake up and I'm like, oh God, thank God.
I'm not in prison.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My girl's over 18. All right, okay. I checked her ID yesterday. Okay. We're good. We're good.
I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, holy swat. That's the same thing for a guy like Cosby. I mean, you're talking about, one of the great entertainers of his generation. And to see how far he fell, that's wild. That's got to be a bug out.
Have you ever been around Cosby?
Have I ever been around Cosby? Couple times, and I will say this. I think one time we were at we were giving out an ESPY Award back in the days when the ESPY Awards first started.
Right.
And we're backstage. All the athletes, a bunch of entertainers are there. And I'll always say this. This was around about the time when Cosby was really leaning into the young comics about their cussing and the blue material and all this and that. That's when he started getting on that vibe, like really dissing black folks and their parental skills and, pull up your pants and all that type stuff. And so around that time, and I remember seeing him in one of the green rooms and whatnot. And, I just didn't catch a friendly vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't dare approach. Other people's there. I'm a big sports fan, so the athletes, we're fans of each other and blah, blah, blah. And there was a lot of love in the room. But I just didn't get that kind of energy from him. I forgot who he was sitting down talking to. But he wasn't giving us, young rapper, crazy looking dudes. He wasn't giving us a lot of energy. So we just fell back.
Yeah, he didn't like rap.
Yeah,
he didn't like rap. Said G, once again, during our interview, Said G actually produced Bill Cosby's rap album.
Really?
He had a rap album that was supposed to be all like positive lyrics and stuff like that. And he said Cosby was an asshole.
I wasn't the yes man. Everybody was impressed with his money. So as a matter of fact, to show you what happened, because the group, the young men we produced, they actually did the last Jay Leno show. He flew him out to LA. And I was a part of the band. He said, no, I'm not flying set out there. He left me in New York. So Bill was Bill. He liked people who made him the center of attention. If you go against the grain, you was pushed to the side.
I mean, when you see where Bill Cosby is right now in prison with all the rape charges and everything else like that, does it surprise you or not so much?
Honestly, I don't think he did any of that. I think he rubbed some people the wrong way and it came back and bit him in the ass. Now, if you ask me, he deserves it. I'm not gonna take that away because to me, he's a total asshole.
And, he even went on to say he got what he deserved. He was just a real dickhead, working with the guy. You heard a lot of negative stories. I mean, he went at Eddie Murphy hard.
Yeah.
I remember Eddie Murphy.
He lost that one though. Eddie got him on that.
Eddie got him on that. He would even talk about how, I remember Eddie, I think on the Seinfeld show, the comedians in cars.
Oh, yeah.
Getting coffee. He was saying how Eddie showed up at one of his stand-ups, and afterwards he was like, I don't like how you're not supposed to talk about how much money you got. That's not what comedians do. You should come see my show. I'll show you how it's really done. And Eddie was like, damn, like this guy is like berating me.
Yeah. Well, and this is the thing that about that situation that I didn't like. And a lot of it could tie in with Cosby and the way that he treated the young comics. It also parallels with how people were hating on hip hop when it was first coming up, or at various times during hip hop's evolution. Look, the way that if you really want young people to do better, and if you want to teach them, you don't shake your fist and you don't point your finger at them and shake your finger at them. If really what you want to do is help and advance the culture and help the art form, you know what you do? especially if you're a big star like Cosby, especially if you a highfalutin preacher or a community leader. You know what you do? You put your arm around that person. You say, "Hey, brother, hey, young buck, I know you're doing it like this, but let me hip you to some game." And it's the way. It's a lot of times, it ain't what you do. It's the way that you do it. It's not what you say. It's the way that you say it. Your approach, his approach, Cosby's approach, which leads me to think he wasn't trying to help anybody. He was just trying to say, my comedy's better than you. I'm better than you.
Oh yeah.
You're not as good as me. And young black comics and young black rappers, we're gonna reject that. Don't if you want rappers to improve their the value of the music, the content of the music, okay? You don't get a pile of CDs and get on top and drive a steamroller over it and expect the rappers to come and talk to you at the table after that.
That's a
rappers gonna be like, "Fuck you." Calvin Butts did that.
Butts, yeah.
Right in Harlem. You're gonna crazy smash CDs. And what the rapper's supposed to do? You know what? We see the light now. Thank you, Reverend Butts.
Right.
We're gonna be like, "Fuck you, man."
Right. I mean, because think about it. Cosby could approach these guys and say, "Look, you're making hundreds of thousands now, okay, and you think you made it. Well, let me show you how you make hundreds of millions. Let me show you how to get that Coca-Cola money. Let me show you how to get that sitcom money. It ain't gonna be doing it like this. Let me show you how it's really done." And you could transition.
Let me show you. Let me give you the long way, bro. Let me give you the long way.
Yeah.
Let me give you the long way. And guess what? Young people, they can understand that. But when you're doing it like this,
right,
instead of doing it like that, man, especially young people. When we were young coming up, you ain't telling us how to do our music and whatever. Not like that. I'll tell you a funny story. We were doing I was a panelist on a talk show back in the days. I forgot whose talk show it was. It might have been my old friend Rolanda Watts. She had a talk show for a minute, and she had a show on about hip hop, and it's coming up on the rise, but there's problems with the content. And she had a few of us rappers on there, and some rappers were in the audience. And they also had, remember Delores Tucker, who was, who railed against, that old black lady that used to rail against hip hop, and she was against death row,
especially Tupac,
especially Tupac, all the death row and all the gangster rap and all this and that. And so she's on the program as well. And so we're there, and I think we were waiting to go on. We're backstage or something like that, and see Delores Tucker comes rolling up, and the rappers are there. We're all there, and she's looking around like this, and she goes, "Kid and Play," and it comes all over to me. I'm like, "No, don't come over to me. No." My rapper buddies, all my tough rapper friends are here. They got guys from the Wu-Tang is here, and they looking at me like, "Motherfucker, I don't know this woman." It's like, you know what I'm saying? We always ended up being the rap group that people that didn't liked. You know what I'm saying? Like Steve Harvey doesn't like rap, but he likes Kid and Play. He likes Salt and Pepper. There's certain groups that he likes. Well, but I've heard him rail against hip hop, many, many a time.